Right, Abusian for this is Hustle and Hill, and today we are right here at the inside desk. And we are in town and we are hearing a lot of information regarding the change of Kotoka International Airport, and I think this is a conversation that we need to have right there. A lot of us need to be educated. For a young fan coming from this perspective, and is to say the reason why the name Kotoka must be changed is because there are outside for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, ye two nufia kunyanos, and as a Kotoka, a free finding Accra came together and no two nufia kunyanos in the year 1966. And in 2026, it's going to be 60 years since Nkrumah was being overthrown from the seat of the presidency. And what be here say, if that being the case, then Nkrumah I also say you didn't deal into full force into the public. Now, most people are and they omoka say yen change dino, na ye bi mus yen no Accra, e bi mus say yen no Kwame Nkrumah, and as someone who can is being rooted in the fact that Kotoka a terrorist. Kotoka a coup maker, and for that matter, yen to me fa can I say mamboni yentimi fa wudini and sana ye fia boboano. And when foreigners are coming into the country, they are going to ask us that Kotoka or any pabain ye nei mo gateway to Ghana, which is Ghana ye international airport. Yeah, didn't kind. Yeah, you mudu duana ye using a nei aqua say and no enna and kofo and since the whole conversation is about history, then let's go into the history. What does the history says about this whole thing, and what did Kotoka really do during this time? All right, so you stay glued, and then let's have this insightful conversation. Please, let's be guided that most of us, when we went to school, we were told of the good deeds of Nkrumah. But then for the other part of Nkrumah, we were not told. That was for Kwame Nkrumah. Whenever you come to Africa, we can't have any conversation around Africa. I bring it to me in common about colonialism, about neo colonialism. Abra ye introduced the name of Nkrumah. You see, Nkrumah I intimi ain't without Nkrumah. That notwithstanding, we should also state that Nkrumah helped Africa because Oboa Ghana, we also bought other African states, and they will be able to gain their total freedom from the hands of their their colonial masters. Now, let's say this. Nkrumah did all of this good for the country. If they change the name Kotoka to Nkrumah, I think that it should not be that we are painting Kotoka black and that we are making Nkrumah white. Because, you see, we live in a country whereby when people are dead, they are much celebrated than when they are alive. And that is where this whole conversation is, shifting its focus. Now, Kotoka, Nkrumah, as at, the time where you did to me, Sam, we start in this country, yet to about in 1956. In fact, Nkrumah won in 1951. He won in 1956. In fact, he also won in 1953, which means that Nkrumah was very, very popular. But in the year 1960, Nkrumah saw that no, there was something called the universal adult suffrage, where Kwame Nkrumah saw that universal adult suffrage at a point more mental capability, they're able to reason for themselves and others. And as at that time, Nkrumah further no, if I joke, I'm not going to win this election. And in the year 1960 constitution that was being put together, which was later amended in the year 1964, what happened was that Kwame Nkrumah, our Osajifo, or change the flag of the Republic of Ghana. Yes, that's a fact. In fact, that notwithstanding, Nkrumah also made Ghana a one-party state. And Nkrumah also introduced something that we call PDA, which is Preventive Detention Act. And in this act, it was very, very sad. In fact, starting from 1951, coming 1964, 51 coming to 1961, it was somehow okay. I mean, starting from the 58 to the 61, nay, okay, because as at that time, the greatest opponent of Nkrumah, Ed threatening Nkrumah with bomb, with guns and others. And around that time, not the security agents don't want to be Juma. But when this Preventive Detention Act about they were able to work. But do you know what was really happening? What was really happening was that the then interior minister can just sit in his house. He can just meet you on the street. No, I can say, looking at you, this guy, I feel that you have done something wrong, or I feel that you may do something wrong. This was what was really happening in the country. Or she want him say, me sure anima, bear money be, unya boni abedi, and answer what the money, just like that, and you are being picked, and you are being arrested. And from 61, ever 64, no, nothing no be so hey, na ade neighbor be. I mean, and these things were, they were wrong according to, or when you compare them to the procedures of the criminal court, jurisprudence. But that we started in 1966. It took Kotoka, right? Who's gonna know? Nkrumah is abusing the power, and that Nkrumah is the 2 million man, and Nkrumah about power drunk. And Nkrumah is making the country one party state, and that we have only CPP and all political parties are not working. Even members of parliament run away from the parliament. My name then Kotoka, Afrifa, and Accra came together. No, we can't allow this to happen in this country. They stood up. They took Nkrumah's government away, and they brought the country into a good path. So that led, Nkrumah year 2 in the year 1966, in the year 1969, we needed to draft a new constitution because the Nkrumah made himself life president. In fact, when you take Kenneth Kaunda, all right, Kenneth Kaunda also did the same thing. Around those times, some Kufunya they were power drunk, and around that time no obia enti obia enti na akwa bibi say Nkrumah any the students they want this whole thing of presidency to become something like some chieftaincy inheritance. You see, we are all here in Ghana. We had that in Gambia. So in Zambia, all right, our president Museveni acting for 45 years, and Ghanaians were, how one president for 45 years? This was what Nkrumah was putting the part of the country to. That Obiantimi contesting Nkrumah, and is going to be in power for years. And to me, I feel that Kotoka didn't do right, but as at that moment, Kotoka he was a hero for the country because Kotoka anya sadi we are and Kebesi nei. You mean only one president? Yeah, just say elections. We all heard of the course of Zambia. The elections are not fair, and networks are not working, and everything. We may have been experiencing some of these things right here in Ghana, but it took Kotoka, it took Accra, it took Afrifa. That no, we can't allow this to happen. And you see, the reason why I'm saying that as at that point Kotoka was a hero was because after he took the power, he rearranged the part of the country to another democratic rule. I got to Abafo from, and Buzia and his entourage came over and took the mantle. It is even this same thing. And my Jerry John Rollins, Papa J, baby, will be young from the currency. Abra also be coop edgy to me. Oh, who said there be said to me, send you all the 2 million aircon. One here, dear at all. Nkrumah because the people came out and did a demonstration. Sad demonstration, not your friend compulsory demonstration. Demonstration in fact, popular that whatever candidate that any other government, any other political party is going to bring, ultimately gain the popularity that I have gained in the country. He won. But then Nkrumah, as I'm saying, we have been told that Nkrumah was a liberator, which is a fact. We have been told that Nkrumah helped Ghana help us to get our power that we all have now, and which is true. But then we should not distort the history that Kotoka Wudini as at that time Kotoka became our savior. Because of Kotoka, because of Accra, because of FIFA, and until ye 4 years, let's say and me, I know that, you see, Akufo-Addo's tenure. There are some people here in this country. I don't know, say, military in Bokro, Munko to Akufo-Addo from Free Akunyano. And Akufo-Addo is the worst president for the country. And I was wondering that what would these people have done if they lived during Nkrumah's tenure, where Nkrumah says that even him being a president, he was able to dismiss judges. Nkrumah had that power. These were powers that were being given to Nkrumah in the 1960 constitution, which was later been amended in 1964. Nkrumah, as a president, had the power to dismiss judges. And do you have judge when how can we live in a country like that? How can we live in a country like that? In if in the case that we want to still change the name, we should not just present Kotoka to the people that Kotoka is a terrorist. Even though Kotoka did the coup, but then as at that point, the country needed the coup, and it is because of this reason that Ghana has moved towards this direction. I think that and they could change the name of Kotoka International Airport will do nothing good to the people of Ghana. It will do nothing good to the people. The only good thing that it will do to the people is that the people will go back and read their history Asa. Because ye changing this name, look at a Kai Bebo. We shouldn't forget that the country has better things that we need to invest our monies into. As of now, and then we are experiencing this where we can, change some name. It will be better. I think that you're also in your home, you're watching here. MRV, say here is the inside desk, and whatever happens in town, we will come here and we'll come and dissect it and let you know what is really happening. If you miss any of our videos, it means that you are going to miss a lot of educational information. MRF, that as you are watching us, you will be following us. You can also share your comment in the comments. Kwame Nkrumah was a liberator, but I think that we were not told the full story, and the full story was that after Nkrumah took power, Nkrumah became power drunk. Stay glued. Bye bye.